Hi, welcome to Clairvoyant Conversations. Tonight we're going to be doing some cards. So what we'll do is just do a general reading at the start, and we'll have a chat about kind of what's going on for the next week. So I just wanted to start talking about oils and talking about protection. Hello to everyone who's just joining. Tonight I actually felt really drawn to just popping an oil on. This is something I'll do sometimes. Before doing a reading, sometimes I'll use frankincense over the third eye as a little bit of protection. Hi Tabitha, we'll be getting to readings shortly. Hi Tracy. So what I'm going to describe first is a little bit about how I work for those of you that have not had a reading from me before. So I do offer 1 hour long readings that we go into aura drawing. Hi Kat, hi Chantal. So we do an aura drawing, we speak to the guides, and we also look into more of like a soul mission life path type reading, but we can also look into tune into specific questions, specific people. We also do intuitive tarot too. So here's some of the latest ones that I've done just to give you an idea of what an aura drawing looks like. So the auras represent the colors that are around the person. So looking at like mental, emotional, physical and spiritual, it gives an indication of what's coming in, what guides are around, what they're working with. And here is another one. So what we'll do, we'll just pick some cards first to have a look at what's happening over the coming week. Oh, we've got some new people on here tonight. Hi Megan. Hi Stephanie. We'll get to some reading shortly. Okay. So I'm just picking some cards now. And so the way that I read cards is I like to tune into them with psychometry. Hi Baron. Hi Kat. So what we'll do is I'm just going to close my eyes, tune in. So the first colors that I'm seeing over the next couple of days are a lot of, I feel like it's gathering information and sort of stunning. Hi Shannon. Hi Claire. Hi Lisa. So the next 2 to 3 days I'm seeing it's sort of like a time to go within, and also remembering that we are in Mercury Retrograde. So Mercury Retrograde started yesterday. It will go and continue until the 12th of July. Also 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after, we tend to live sort of in that shadow of Mercury Retrograde. So Mercury, hi Sana. So Mercury is kind of connected with the mind. It's to do with like our thoughts and things. It's to do with like our mental well-being. So really paying attention and care to how you're feeling. Also looking at things like, if there's any arguments coming up, things like that, or if you're feeling the need to kind of like bring up something or rehash something from the past. It's not really the best time for that kind of thing, just because it really can sort of like inflict more wounds. But then at the same time, you also want to make sure that you're clearing out and kind of tidying up the old. Other things that can happen under Mercury Retrograde are computer issues, tech issues, things kind of not meeting up, appointments being changed, sort of like accidents, people not paying attention on the roads, things like that. So please make sure that you are using your intuition at all times, and that you are looking after your safety and your health. This is a really good time to go within. I always think about it as Shannon just saying about mental health at the moment. Yeah, so really giving yourself that time, giving yourself nurturing, also seeking help. If you feel the need to seek help, please seek help to confide in friends. Also, don't be afraid to go and visit a doctor or to call helpline, anything like that, because it is a time that can feel emotionally a little bit more burdensome or a little bit more hard than usual. So it is good to seek help if you do need it, and to really get you through to the other side of this Mercury retrograde. So first thing I'm seeing going in over the next few days is a lot of yellow. This is the time to find out more information about yourself. It's time to get kind of like clearly defined, to look at like where you want to be on your path going through to the other side of this Mercury retrograde. So it's not really a time to start new business deals. It's not really a time for investment, things like that. It is a good time. Hi Amy. Hi Shelley. It is a good time to kind of like just sit back and kind of like and wait. So let's see what else we get. Okay, so the other thing that I'm seeing come up to do with this too is a lot of blue, but I'm seeing it come up more as emotion. So just looking at like the emotions that are surfacing at the moment, And let's have a flip of this card. So this is really interesting. Here's the yellow that I was talking about. So we've got the card, and it is the card of strife. So I don't always go by what they say, but this is kind of a little bit the energy of Mercury retrograde if you're not in alignment with higher. So you can see here what intuitively the way that I read them is different from normal tarot, but what I see and feel here is this connection to higher self. So this is a time to really be unwavering in the energy that you're giving out to people. If you feel that you're doing it just because it's needed or just because it's expected of you, learn how to say no at this particular time. So it really is just about kind of like holding your thoughts close to your heart. It's not a time for instigating arguments and things like that, especially in family or relationship dynamics at the moment. So really being and paying attention to that connection to higher self is really going to help you come out on the other side of it. Also, a dream dictionary or dream journal at the moment will help you make sense of things that are coming through from those soul realms too. So the other thing that you can see is if you do connect with your higher self, others will sort of be a little bit more supportive and sort of like come to the party. You can see these other ones with a star emanating behind in the background. But this is also a sign of people trying to disrupt this harmony and trying to kind of bring you out or to prod at things. So it is a really good time to make special dates with yourself, whether it is like a little retreat that you have, even at home, if it's, chilling and reading a book, do something beautiful for yourself. Tabitha's asking where I live. So I live in Melbourne. I'm a Melbourne girl, but I do work online. Most of my clients are all over the world, predominantly in America, but I work every single country online and have traveled to countries to teach psychic readings and psychic development. So let's see. Going into sort of like mid next week, I'm seeing a lot of blue and I'm hearing the word transitionary. So I feel like this is a transitionary time. So if you feel that you are sort of like coming into new energies or that you're sort of cleansing with the old, I feel like it's sort of like to ride the wave, to kind of like surf it out at the moment and to really feel that you're kind of gently cruising in. It's not the time for like big slamming, crashing waves is what they're showing me. It's like get on that surfboard, kind of ride it out. Let the dolphins ride with you either side, keep that sort of like spiritual cool about you and have fun with it. Sometimes Mercury retrograde is some of the most fun times that I've had with my friends, like making fun of the computers breaking down, or, if there's 2-3 computers in a room and we're trying to get them up for work. This is the sort of stuff that can happen with Mercury retrograde. So the other thing that I'm really seeing too in connection with this card and connection with midweek is to make an effort to connect with your guides. So this is your team that is working spiritually from the other side to support you. So really starting to get to know them, to feel them around you, because what I'm seeing at the moment with a lot of clients are really wanting to know how to connect to the guides, and also doing a session with me is another way to really to understand more about what your guides are helping you with. And we will have different guides that help us with love life, with career, with life purpose, with family, with our kids, all sorts of topics that they'll help us on. But at the moment in particular, because of world events and to do with this transitionary phase that we're going through as a collective globally and with humanity, our guides more than ever really wish for us to connect to them, wish for us to connect to them. So it's what we really need with connecting with our guides is for us to ask for it. They're not going to dive in and help unless we ask. So the way that guides communicate is very subtly. We can use cards to communicate. We can use kinesthetic senses, so filling in with our empathic energies and with intuition and with our emotions and kind of tuning into our body, centering ourselves, working with breath, stilling the mind and stilling the body. That can help you connect to guides. Asking for messages in dreams is another way to connect for guides as well. So let's flip this card. Okay, so remember we were talking about a transitionary phase. So what we've got here, we've got the card of defeat, which is a swords card, and you can see that purple top half of the card, which I really relate to sort of like more the spiritual level. And then you can see the bottom half of the card where the pentagram is upside down falling to is more like a physical materialistic side of things. So this is really about what we were saying with the first card, holding that kind of spiritual alignment and really just like connecting to higher self, being a source of your own energy at the moment, not looking outside yourself to be kind of charged. Although it is a really good time to connect with those that feel like your soul family and those that you know that love and unconditionally support you, so that you can get through this time together. And I'm feeling this kind of like interlock type feeling when I talk about this. So looking towards the end of next week, so that will be next week, a few days before the Thursday, before we do our next one of these. So what I'm seeing is the guides sort of making their presence a little bit more known, and I'm starting to see them in more vibrant colors and feeling them stand a lot closer around me. So what we were saying about midweek, about getting in contact with the guides, I feel like that you'll be getting stronger and stronger messages as the week goes on. So paying attention to number synchronicities, whether it's 222, 777, 747, you know, numbers that you see repeatedly. Has anyone else been getting numbers, whether it's like 1111 portal numbers, 444, like your angels they are watching? Things like this have spiritual significance. And the other thing too is a lot of the time when we get these synchronicities, or whether it's like a repetitive flower showing up or an animal, things like this, it's telling us to pay attention to our intuition. So also looking at what we were talking about or what you were thinking just before those synchronicities came up. So I'll just have a look into this card. Okay, so this is an interesting energy. What I'm being shown, so Kayla's saying about the number significance, and so is Yvette, and so is Kristen, and yeah, Lisa as well. Numbers galore. So yeah, what I've got with this card is a really interesting thing. So this is coming up to just a little bit around a week from now, or just before a week from now. Amanda's also getting 1111. What I'm actually seeing is an image of a swimming pool, and I'm feeling myself sort of like dropped into a void in a way, but I'm seeing guides around. So what I'm seeing this as, and there's a lot of yellow, it's like a swimming pool but filled with yellow energy, and it feels being submerged in a deep state of learning and study. But this is connected to the energy and information around the guides. So other things that can help you connect to your guides as well and help you to receive a lot of the messages yourself. Working with things like crystals. This is a perfect example of a crystal that really helps you connect to higher frequencies and higher dimensions. So we've got an apophyllite crystal here, and you can see it has almost like a line through the middle, and some of them will have a line up the top. I think the little one has more of a line towards the top too. But what this represents is connecting from the physical earth realm into the spiritual planes and dimensions, so that you can bring down and pull in messages. So this is what I'm seeing sort of going towards the end of next week. So let's flip this card. And this is really cool. So we've got this card here, which is called Knight of Swords. And you can see the blue represents communication. We've got a guide that's heart-centered, because you always want to check that your guide is heart-centered. And he's in a beautiful green armor, but he's diving fully in on a yellowy gold horse, which is the same sort of energy that I'm seeing with this swimming pool. So I'm really feeling that the guides are wanting to like immerse us in this beautiful energy of transition that we're going through, and really reach us at such a high level. It's up to us to become receptive to their messages and to tune in. And always, if anything does not feel like it's a healthy, happy, harmonious energy or unconditionally loving, please like send it away into the light. Play whether it's like mantras, prayers, meditation music, things that are of a clearing type nature. You'll find plenty of them on YouTube and Spotify, things like that. One I love and mention regularly is Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth. That is a great one to look up on YouTube. But yeah, let's get to some weekly readings. So exciting week up ahead with tuning into the guides and really making sure that you're just sort of got that Mercury Retrograde just in the back of your mind. So being careful to start new things, being careful in business, and also having backup systems when it comes to data and computers and things like that. So let's have a look. Lisa said she saw a little being in my crystal. They're my favorite crystals, apophyllite. This one I think I actually bought at Mount Shasta. in America. One of my best friends and I bought matching crystals. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so Pommy, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right. You're saying, do they actually protect? So do you mean the guides or the crystals? Crystals for protection, black tourmaline, blue kyanite, are great ones for protection. Onyx is also another good one for psychic protection. So you can use them for protection, but you can ask your guides and angels to come in for protection as well. But always looking at things in terms of physical and spiritual. So if we're going through something purely on a physical nature, say like if you cut your leg open and it was a big gash, we don't want to sit there and like pray for the angels and things. Yes, we can do that as well, but you want to seek medical attention. So it really is looking at things and looking at like what category of help we need to apply for. All right, so let's pick a card. Claire, let's pick a card for you as soon as I start to shuffle. Oh, and Kerry's saying she used the Kadosh on YouTube and noticed a difference. Oh, that's wonderful. That's so good to hear. Yeah, I definitely recommend trying it. So Claire Smith, let's have a look for you. All right, so we're getting a lot of green. I feel taken to the heart at the moment, and I feel taken to lessons around the heart and lessons around communication with the heart. I feel like it's almost that things are opening up for you to convey the message of your heart. And I'm seeing it's like speaking your heart in gratitude and really getting your heart into alignment with what it is that you want to have in terms of like relationship and love life, and even relationship to self is what I'm seeing with this. So let's also see. Okay, so they're showing me it's like bringing back in the self-love, topping up your fuel tank first, and then sort of like being able to give more to others is the energy that I'm seeing. And I'm seeing that it's like about breaking a pattern in order to give to others like you might, and really like giving to yourself first. That's what I'm really feeling with this at the moment. And I'm just seeing it's like to have your reserves, and also to know when others are taking advantage of your good nature and of your giving side. Claire's saying it really resonates. So let's check in and see what else. They're just talking about that this will help. It'll bring about like a healing pattern, and it will then start to attract higher levels of things to you. So let's flip this card. And this is beautiful. This is exactly what I just said, attracting higher levels of things to you. So we've got this beautiful knight in shining armor riding on a white horse, but he's holding up a beautiful cup with the Cancer feminine nurturing energies. So Cancerians are quite empathic, they're quite sensitive. You can see a peacock down the bottom corner of this card with a wave, just over here. So this is sort of like about going within. This card sort of represents an energy of two worlds. So this is about you like really tuning into that inner psychic realm, that inner heart nature, finding out more about like who you are and what you really want and taking stock of that. It might be about like writing a list. It might be about like looking at partner attributes and what it is that you would love in a partner. And if you do have a partner and they're not sort of meeting that, possibly like really trying to bring that in terms of like feeling what it feels like to have that connection, or putting it out there, but remembering that we are in Mercury retrograde, so being careful about the words that we say, that people don't take offense to them at the moment too. So this is a really good time to go within like that hermit and create that alchemy, that inner magic, and to really like pump up that self-love energy. So let's pick a card for someone else. Oh, thank you, Tabitha. She's just saying I have a calm voice. It feels a little bit crackly today after talking a lot today. Okay. So we've got Monique here. She's never had a card. So this will be her first. With you, Monique, as I start to shuffle and start to pick a card, it's interesting. I'm not sure if you've had like any sort of like dull pains or feeling like your neck or back of your head might be out a little bit, but I sort of got a little bit of a dull, almost like sort of sharp feeling just in the back of my skull for a little bit. And I saw a lot of pink. So with this kind of pink that I'm seeing, it's a soft rose pink. It's a very, oh, thank you, Claire. Good, keep making those lists. yeah, please contact me if you want to dive in deeper and look into a reading, look into people around you, that sort of thing. You can contact me through my name if you Google it, or contact me through Facebook at Solreta, SOLRETA. Oh, Megan's just asking about the deck that I'm using, just saying she loves it, the Thoth deck. So yeah, let's pick that card that we were talking about just before. Okay, so yeah, with you, I'm seeing a lot of the soft rose pink color. So let's see what we get. It's interesting, I'm seeing, it looks like this. So we were talking about before to do with the back base of the head. So just tuning in, like if there's anything that you could be doing to improve this area, whether it's like to get an adjustment, or whether to like stretch, or look at like the way that you're sleeping on your pillow, things like that. I also feel like that electromagnetics are playing a big part in this too. Like I feel like you're sensitive to these sort of things. The other thing that I'm seeing was energy. So this could be about paying attention to electromagnetic energy. I'm seeing this sort of energy and momentum. Let me just click here. I'm trying to click to get more information. So Lil Faye Nix is saying, yes, that hurts. Rose pinks. So yeah, let me just see what else we're getting. So I'm seeing all of these energies kind of cycling up. It looks like, imagine them being in a rocket and you're about to launch, and you've got like codes and lights sort of like cycling up and down, sort of like doing power checks. So I'm seeing this kind of like power check. So let's flip this card. Oh, this is interesting. You've got the card of completion. So a lot of this energy is connected with heart chakra. Looking into like if there's any projects or things like these that, yes, definitely. So Lil Faye is asking if these readings can resonate with others. Yes, sometimes they can. Sometimes you'll have more than one person on here that it feels like they're being spoken to. So just taking that on board if it feels like it's also connecting with you. So yeah, this card of completion, and we had this soft energy. I feel like it's completing, or it's really coming into kind of like an adulthood type energy, or where you feel that you're at a point where you've learned a lot about yourself and where you've learned a lot about life. So we've got that sort of energy coming up at the moment. I also feel like I'm seeing sort of like pillars around too. So it's like looking at life in terms of like different categories. I feel like that is also coming up. So Monique's saying, yes, I just had a baby and I want to sell a business and start a new one. Wonder what that is referring to. So the headache side of things could also be connected to do with like tension headaches, to do with stress. So looking at possibly getting like a chiropractic adjustment, even just doing breath work and really focus on releasing that tension and kind of like rolling your neck around, stretching, things like that, getting someone to help out with the baby so that you can focus on business. These are the pillars that we were talking about. So like separating life into different categories. So that makes sense. And also like wanting to sell the business, and it's heart energy. So it could be that heart might be holding you back from selling it. So it might be looking at if there's anything that you can do, even if it's like a ritual, to feel like that you're sealing off your energy and passing that on to someone else too. So let's pick a card for someone else. Okay, and I saw you ask before too. Let's pick a card for you to do with physical well-being. Okay, what I'm actually feeling as soon as I start to shuffle the cards is almost sort of like a bit of a fatigue type feeling. I'm getting almost like a mental fog come over just around my head and around this part of my head, sort of even like vision, and it's making me feel like a little bit tired and a tiny little bit of like dizziness, disorientation. I'm seeing so much orange connected to this, so I really feel like it's sort of like impacting a little bit to do with like self-confidence, or you're not feeling sort of like quite yourself at the moment. The other thing that I'm seeing connected with this, it's taking me to like a darker green energy. When I get that come up, sometimes it's connected to what I see when I'm working with more the Chinese medicine side of things. You're welcome, Monique. So sometimes this can be like a little bit of toxicity trying to leave the system. So whether you're like doing or thinking about doing like a detox at the moment, looking at like liver, gallbladder, and detoxification, whether it's like through skin scrubs, detox saunas, things like that. It feels a little bit like there's toxins wanting to come out, is what I'm sort of seeing on more of a deeper level. Oh, thank you. Heather's saying she loves, oh no, in reply to Gerard, loves his picture. So yeah, what I'm seeing is with Ange, is just, it's like wanting to get to the root cause of why you're feeling the way that you do. And I feel like that they're just showing sort of like detoxification to kind of get this fogginess and things away. So let's pick this card and see what we get. Okay, so they're showing me digging. I'm seeing like learning to get to like the bottom of the symptoms is the energy that I'm seeing come up. And I'm seeing like a lot of blue. And she's saying, oh my God, yes, so much. Wow, you're spot on. Yes, looking into it. Thank you. You have blown me away. Thank you, sweetheart. I really like want to send you like hugs and healing vibes. What I'm seeing is like when we dig and we get to the root cause of the problem, like you're very highly sensitive on an electromagnetic and an emotional empathic level. So you take on other people's emotions and things. So energetically doing a clearing, centering yourself, looking at EMF protection like geo cleanse, personal protection devices like necklaces like Q-Link, things like that are going to bring you back into the rhythm of the Earth's heartbeat, so that you're not oscillating at an unnatural frequency, that you're really starting to resonate at your own frequency. So let's flip this card. Okay, Prince of Cups. So this represents more like an air element and a water element. So it also represents emotional healing. So having a look into what emotions are coming up for you and digging, because they're showing me like digging to get to the core of it. So perhaps even having some kinesiology. I do offer online kinesiology sessions as well as readings, because my background is in natural medicine too. So yeah, I do have those sessions available on my website, and the booking system is open. So yeah, with this Prince of Cups, I feel like this cup that he's holding, it represents not only energy, I keep hearing the guides say the word knowledge. So we've got this cup in the center that has this snake in it, which is Kundalini energy. Oh, Heather's saying she loves the top I'm wearing. It's actually my 11-year-old son's top that he didn't want. So I said I'm going to pinch it because it's a space top, and you can see there's cool little like space badges on there, because I am really into the ET topic. For anyone that wants to see actual real live UFOs, please head over to my YouTube channel. I do have a couple of photos back, I think a few years ago on Instagram as well. But yeah, and I hope that that helps to make sense of it. If you do want to go any deeper, please contact me and we can set up a time to have a look into things a little bit deeper. Let's see. Oh, so Little Faye's also talking about things as well. Yeah, juicing some veg is really good as well. Even looking at like medical mediums work, I resonate with a lot of his things. David Wolf, I definitely resonate with. He's one of the ones I've been following for years and years. Okay. Oh, okay, so let me just click on this. So Ange is saying, oh, it's like my phone does not register my touch sometimes, I swear. My mum has the same issue. So it's not allowing me to open it at the moment. Sorry, Ange, I'll have to go back in and check this later. But you're saying just that you appreciate this is exactly who and what you are at the moment. Wow, thank you so very much. Yes, been digging around places. Okay, thank you. So let's have a look. Oh, ETs, you're so fascinated. So yeah, I really connect deeply to ET guides, and I associate more with being Pleiadian Syrian energy myself. So I also do light language and things like that. So yeah, please have a look if there's anything else that you want to ask in relation to ET side of things. You can also contact me for the aura drawings, which we include the guides and work with that. Let's have a Tabitha. Okay, let's pick a card for you. Tabitha, oh my God, I feel you're such a romantic soul. Just the energy I get come up with you, it's like, it's like love, but in like its highest, the word like eros comes in. So it's not just like an earthly love. Oh, thank you, Anne. She's just saying that I'm so zoned in with energy here that you have goosebumps. Thank you. That's beautiful. So yeah, Tabitha, I'm just feeling it's like you hold this higher embodiment of love. It's not just like a normal earthly love. It's like if you love someone, you totally surround them and lavish them in love. It's really, really beautiful energy. It's something that we don't always see here on earth. You know, people being able to express themselves in that way. I really feel that it's like, I keep going like this around the heart. It's such a beautiful energy. I feel like to give this back to yourself too. Just make sure that you keep charging your batteries, and that that you're really, how would I say, looking to others that meet you where you are. So not giving yourself or attention to anything that's less than you is what I'm seeing. It really is about putting yourself first. Having like your list and really like feeling yourself resonate with that list, and not accepting anything that's lower than or less than, because you give so much. You have such a beautiful vibration to give. Hi Selena. Hi Melissa. I'll try and get to some more cards soon. Let's see. Okay. So this card we're doing is for Tabitha. So the first thing that came up was that beautiful love energy that she's admitting. So what I'm seeing is it's just having a reminder for who you are. I feel like things have possibly got a little bit off track. Using this Mercury retrograde time to like really dive into who you are, to dive like back into your own heart, and to dive into what it is that you resonate with. So let's flip this card. This is really interesting. We've got the card of oppression. So these two wands in the middle, I always see represent a connection to self. But if you notice, there's not just one, there's two. And we were talking about love, and we were talking about, you know, connection and making sure that like, that you have an energy match. So you can sort of see there's a little bit of other wands coming into it. So you don't want to pick like a wand that's less than you or doesn't bring to the table the same energy as you. Oh, thank you, Heather, sending me stars. I'm still yet to work out what stars mean, but I think that they're good. So thank you. That's so cute of you. Yeah, so what I'm seeing with this is like to step in and trust like your own fire, your own confidence, to really like put yourself up on a pedestal and really like increase your value is what I'm seeing around this. So I hope that this resonates. Let's see, let's pick a card for someone else. Oh, Amanda, you were saying that you would love a card, please. Let me pick for you. Okay, so as soon as I start to shuffle, oh, thanks for letting me know, Tabitha. So apparently the stars cost money that people send. Thank you. That was so sweet of you to send the money, or to send the stars. Thank you. It's lovely. Thanks, Heather. That was so sweet of you. So yeah, let's have a look. So the energy that I'm seeing come up was a lot of green. Okay, it's going from heart. I'm seeing like heart to will, to gut. It's learning to tune into heart energies, and learning to tune into your gut is what I'm seeing to do with this. It's learning to get attuned to your body, to ask the questions, but I'm seeing it more in terms of, instead of going to like the mind to ask questions, I feel like I'm going to the heart, and then I'm like really going to the gut and writing it. The other thing that's really good to get out of your head, to ask questions and gain answers for yourself, is a little exercise. So say, for example, if you're right-handed and you write, oh, thank you, Kat. She's sending me stars too. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you both. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Kat. So yeah, Amanda, it's writing a question. So say if it's like a question around the heart and you're asking it, you'll write it in your right hand, but then you'll actually pick up pencil in your left hand to write the answer. And what that's doing is switching you into the subconscious and the other side of the brain. So you'll get an answer that's coming from deep within you. And I feel like that what they're doing at the moment is training you. I'm feeling your guides and your team really starting to train you to do with like trusting your own intuition and your own psychic abilities. So that's a really fascinating topic. I have some information out there, and I've also got a book out there called Soul Star, and have a Soul Star meditation on Spotify and Insight Timer, which helps you to kind of tap deeper within like meeting your guides and to work with like psychic development and things. So let's just have a look what we get to do with this. Yeah, I'm seeing lots of orbs around you. I would even recommend experimenting with, oh, thank you, Heather. I would even recommend experimenting with orb photography at the moment and tuning into the energies of that which you might pick up in photos. And I also feel to go in and connect with psychometry for you, so to really get in touch with that deep inner state feeling. So whether it's like getting together with friends and you kind of like will swap an object and tune into the energy of the object and give each other like a little mini reading, I feel like it's to build your confidence around these kind of skills. So let's flip this card. Ooh, this is exciting. We've got the card of change. So this is really like stepping it up a level and getting into like that deeper paradigm. This is a very exciting card. It can be like a little bit scary, but it's really, the energy of it is worth like what you put into it. So really, like if it's something that you're interested in, starting to kind of like explore it, but making a commitment to yourself as well. So Amanda's saying that she does get strong gut feelings that normally turn out to be correct. So this is really about trusting that. And you know, if there is something that you're pondering on at the moment, the guides are really encouraging you to dig deep and to find those answers. But I kept going from heart to gut. So check in with both those areas. And that's sort of like a way of checking in, I guess, like, you know how we look for confirmation as humans. So cards in a way are confirmation for us, because spirit will talk to us, but we don't often trust it. So that's where cards and things are good for confirmation. Okay, so we've got Lexi. Hey Solreta, I'd love a reading and see what comes through for me. Oh, okay, Lexi, so the first thing I start to see when I tune into your energy, I'm seeing a lot of blue, but I'm actually seeing, blue usually comes up to do with like healing type energies. Amanda's saying I'm due for a big life change. Yeah, so really like asking yourself those deeper questions. I'm here to help. Like if you do want a reading, please contact me. I have online booking system as well, so you can check dates. If the dates aren't there, I'm happy to accommodate you and choose a date. So with Lexi, I'm seeing a lot of blue with you, but I'm seeing you actually, you have like a really, the guides are like really strong healing ability. So whether you've tapped into that yet or not, I'm also seeing like a little bit of an interference with electromagnetics. And what I mean by that is some of us, when we're learning our talents and our abilities, can affect electricity. So whether it's like lights flickering and blinking, whether it's like computer issues with like electronics burning out or your battery draining and things like that on your phone, these can be sort of like common things that you can experience sometimes when you're working with your power and your energy. Also super important if you are a healer and you're working with energy, to make sure that like you're really consuming and absorbing, because we can have things, but it doesn't mean they always absorb our minerals, because we do tend to burn through a lot more minerals than I guess like you would say like your everyday person. Just feeling like Archangel Michael here, he's also just like giggling and saying muggles. So yeah, let's pick a card to do with that. Okay, so what I'm seeing is so much energy coming in around the crown chakra for you, and I'm seeing a lot of gold come in. So your guides are really encouraging you to tap in and tune into yourself, because there's information and messages that they wish to bring through you. And I feel like this is sort of connected to do with the healing side of things. So Lexi's saying, I'm currently doing nursing and working towards my spiritual healing abilities. Yay! That's so exciting. So yeah, spot on. Like you're on the right path, you're on the right track. Your guides are in alignment with this. they really just want you to tune into this higher self energy in regards to it, and you'll probably get a lot of intuitive information really come through on where it is that you're sort of like channeling that energy. But I feel like the energy with you around healing is so strong that even your nursing clients and patients will notice that there's something a little bit different about you. Sometimes they may even feel it just like when you pop your hand on them. I feel like you have a lot of energy and things. Oh, awesome, you're also doing mediumship. You'll be fantastic at it. Please, like, keep going with that. I really feel you, like, highly tuned in, highly plugged in. So that's fantastic. It's such a gift to be able to bring to the world. So let's have a look at this card. So yeah, just seeing, it looks like it's like higher self standing there, your physical self here, and your team of guides standing and really being connected to do with you. So let's have a look. Oh, beautiful. This is all about nurturing your gifts. It's about, you've planted the seed, now we're sitting back waiting for it to grow. So letting things unfold, trusting divine timing, trusting like the education and learning that you're putting into it, and that you're on the right track, and that you're going to also you'll know what you're drawn to. You'll know like which is the next step, because I feel like there's a want or a desire to like have it right now, but it's like you're learning, how would I say, sort of like everything that we have on file in our brains, our guides will use us as sort of like a filing cabinet. So they'll bring up a reference or a memory or a color. So it's like the more that we can dive in and learn about humanity, about health, about colors and things like that, it's like the more that we have on file access. When we are bringing through mediumship or messages from our guides, that they're able to bring through to our clients. All right, but there is the sun's energy with this card as well. So this is about doing it in a leadership type way. So I feel like when you are set up and going, you really have the opportunity to be doing it like quite powerfully. So yeah, wish you all the best of luck with that. Let's have a look. Okay. Patricia Argo Patty, let's pick a card for you. Oh, okay. So when I start to shuffle the cards for you, I'm feeling like a lot of loved ones around you. So I'm not sure whether you've got some loved ones on the other side. I don't specialize in mediumship. I specialize more with the guides and things, but do feel sometimes if the loved ones are quite strong and have quite a presence, they will appear more around. And I just feel like that there's just such strong energies around you. Thank you, Lexi. You're welcome. So yeah, Patricia, let's pick a card. Okay. The other thing that I'm feeling to do with one of these people that may have passed around you is I'm feeling like an energy in the throat. It feels to me someone that it's almost like smoke on the chest type feeling, and just like around throat and chest and lungs is an energy that I'm feeling, but I'm just feeling like a lot of love coming from them. I'm being given the gift of like spiritual flowers. So sometimes when loved ones are passed, they'll bring through flowers as sort of like a sign of affection or a sign of love. I'm just feeling like a lot of pink with them. And it's funny, I've seen you with the orange heart, and I do feel the orange energy around you. Please trust in your confidence when you do feel your loved ones around, because I feel like you do sense and wonder sometimes if they're there, but it feels very much that you are surrounded from people that are on the other side. So let's have a look into this card. Okay, so what I'm also seeing is the message that they're wanting to sort of connect you with and bring through is for you to like really like, I'm just feeling like a big breath taken in and a like recentering. I feel like it's just to step back from everything at the moment, be in a space of calm and patience, and they're just saying to let things be at the moment. I feel like it's just let things be. It feels like things will be okay if you leave them for a little bit, and just to give that love and attention to yourself. But I feel like it's just to take a breather is the word that they're giving me. So let's flip this card. Okay, so we've got the Hangman. Okay, so Patricia's saying, yes, very true. I do feel a lot. You do. And just wanting to give you a big hug, because I know what it's like to be empathic and to be open in that way. And yeah. So yeah, we've got the Hangman. I feel like this is sort of like to me in the situation and what I'm feeling with this, it feels a little bit like feeling like the battery is a little bit drained, or that you've been sort of like giving and giving and giving. And I just feel like it's time for like a little bit of a rest and a recharge. This is also interesting. I feel like there's some kind of element connected with the internet with this. There's a lot of grid type stuff. Even if you feel that you need like a little pause or like a little bit of a digital detox, that could be really helpful at the moment to do with like working on what we were talking about, sort of like going within. And I'm feeling sort of like a wave around the head to do with that. I just feel like it's good to have like a little bit of a digital detox type phase. Oh yeah, so Little Phase just asking if I have a Facebook page. Yes, I do. So I'm on Facebook and Instagram under my name that I've typed into the top of the description. So Solreta, Solreta. And I think I still have a couple of appointments available for next week for psychic readings with the aura drawings and cards, and also for kinesiology too. So let's pick a card for someone else. Thank you, Patricia. Okay. So Patricia, she's saying that she always loves giving, hard to allow receiving. So really focus on that when you're going within, and start to focus on receiving like your own love first, because then that's going to make you able to receive others' love too. So it's about getting into practice for receiving. So we are taught, I guess, as children to push away from receiving as a thing of being polite. But actually, if we think about it in terms of asking the universe for something and we're kind of politely like pushing away or not thinking we're worthy, it's like we're shutting down our own dreams before they get full expression to happen. So really practice to get into receiving. That'll be really helpful for you. Okay. So Cat Grey, love a card, please. Let's have a look for you. All right, first thing I get is pink. And what I'm also seeing, like as I pick the card out, I'm seeing something to do with eyes or vision. I'm not sure whether you've had like anything happening like around that area at the moment, but they're just sort of showing me this area. This can also be connected to do with like stress, tension, headaches, staring at the computer for too long, things that would sort of make your eyes feel a little bit, blurry, things like that. I just feel like I really want to blink my eyes to do with this. And if we're looking at it in terms of on a spiritual level, it's about paying attention to things that we're seeing or that we're receiving on a psychic level. Thanks, Patricia. You're welcome, Kat. So yeah, let's have a look into this pink energy too. So what I feel that this is connected with, I feel like it's a little bit to do with, it's almost like mentally being overworked or like needing to retreat or rest a little bit. But I'm seeing like a lot of pink connected with you. I feel like there's like a, oh, you poor thing. So Kat's just saying that yes, she had an accident and she has a black eye. So this is probably why we're seeing this energy to do with around the eyes, why Spirit is taking us there. The other thing that I'm seeing connected with you, and I hope that your eye heals up fast, things like arnica can be amazing to speed up the healing and reduce by about half the time for healing bruises. So it's something you can get from the health food shop. Also, Tromil is another homeopathic that really helps to speed up healing with soft tissue bruises and things and after surgeries. But yeah, I see this like young energy around you. It feels like a young girl energy, and I just feel like she's coming up really dominantly right now. So just paying attention to her, I feel like she's a strong energy or a strong soul, but I just feel that energy around you, it feels like someone in like the living world. It doesn't feel like a spirit that's passed. Yeah, it feels more like someone who's here but has like a strong energy. It's almost like they want to hijack the reading a little bit. Sometimes you'll get that with little ones when their energy is quite strong. Oh, you've been connecting to pink a lot lately. So also looking at like what other energies are connected to the pink too. So we've got that young energy that we were talking about, but also depending on the tone of energy. So this beautiful bottle that we've got right here, Aurosoma. So the Aurosomas are a beautiful way to tune into your intuition, especially if you're really feeling drawn to a color. Google like Aurosoma, type in the color that you've been feeling drawn to, and it will give you an explanation of why you're color craving. So this bottle, which is number 23, your granddaughter's birthday today, Kat. Happy birthday to her. No wonder why she's trying to hijack the reading with putting her energy, making it known. But yeah, this is a bottle for self-love, and it's that bottle to like top up and pop yourself first and really like nurture and nourish your heart. So that could be part of why you're connecting with the pink energy. Also Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, they're both very connected to the pink ray. So they also tune into them and see her favorite color is pink. Could also be why you're feeling that too. So let's have a look at this card. Okay, so with your eye, I'm just hearing them connect and say the word pay attention. So even Google spiritual meaning of black eye and type in like what eye, whether it's left or right. So the left hand side is really about like paying attention to your inner intuition. It's really about like what is it that we're not seeing around the subject. What is it that that we need to perhaps like focus on or see clearer. So we've got that energy, and I'm just hurrying up because we're getting close to time. So I'll just see if there's anything else. Right hand side is also about paying, for other people that are listening to, right hand side is about paying attention to the external things that we're seeing outside of ourselves. So the inner side is the esoteric, the inner, the feminine. The right hand side is the exoteric, the outer. So let's flip this card. Okay, so this is the card of Velour. We've got a lot of spiritual purple background. Okay, so you're saying it's the right hand side. So this is about connecting to your higher self. We've got that wand energy. So really paying attention to what your intuition is saying at the moment. But this is really in particular about paying attention to the environment around you and to things that are happening outside of yourself. It's how you're seeing the world. And it's about paying attention to your intuition. If you feel that you're not meant to go down that path or that road, it's really about pausing and not having to be hurried to make decisions too. So the other thing is good to like write a vision list about what it is that you want to vision for the future. What is it that you're wanting to create for your future? This is what I feel like the bruise around the right eye is representing right now. I'm also feeling something around throat chakra, and it's like about just something trying to get out, like trying to make sure that you're speaking your words, that you're communicating how it is that you feel and what you see for your future too. So I'm very connected with that. And when you start to speak that, you're going to bring others that are in alignment with your future vision into life too. So let's pick a card. I hope that helps, Kat, and I wish you speedy healing with your eye. So let's have a look. Oh, Heather, let's pick a card for you. If you have time and are drawn, I'd love a card, please. Okay. Okay, so as soon as I start to shuffle, and I'm just starting to pick up on your energy as well, and it's funny, you've got a sunflower, because I was really drawn to a sunflower earlier today. Oh, Kat saying thanks, been having a work break for 5 months. So yeah, really starting to think and vision about what it is that you're calling in for your vision for future. If you need any more help with that, or creating or clearing blocks out the way, we can also work with that with a reading or with kinesiology. So please feel free to contact me or look up my website if you need extra help. So yeah, let's look back onto that other card. So I saw the connection like with the sunflower, and I saw that sunflower today. The other thing that I'm seeing and feeling connected with this is I'm seeing the word joy, and I'm seeing like singing, and I'm feeling it's like, it's not quite Sound of Music, but it's like just wanting to like sing to the world. And whether it's that you want to sing the energy into the world being a better place, because that's the energy I feel like is trying to convey. Let's have a look. It's like telling the world to step up at the moment is what I'm hearing. It's like, come on world, like get with the program. It's like getting everyone up and going, getting them sort of like a little bit excited. It's like it like feels like that you can see that transformation or see the verge of like where humanity could be. And I feel that you are sort of like helping to hold that and things. And there's a few of you also there that are saying that you connect to the sunflowers. So also looking at what sunflower means and what it represents. And I did have a client the other week who had a sunflower connection too. So sunflowers are connected with the sign of Leo, which is connected to the sun. And they have all of these beautiful little seeds. And be a small little flower like the rest of the garden. They're there like growing, becoming strong, massive giants doing their own thing. And they rotate and are sort of guided by the sun, which the sun is also known as Helios, and it's also known to be a place where angels sometimes reside too. So it really is kind of like this beautiful angelic flower. Oh, so Heather's saying, yes, I go sing the goddess song in meditation in the morning and ask the universe to heal our earth. That is so beautiful. Thank you so much for the confirmation. I adore sunflowers too. But yeah, thank you so much for like what you're doing on a spiritual level for the earth. Like I just want to express my gratitude. I'm sure others feel the same too. It's so beautiful to see people using their gifts and sending the energy to the earth and to humanity at the moment, and really like holding that higher vision for where we can go. So let's flip this and see. Oh, this is cool. You've got the card of science. So it's like literally, how would I say, science and spirituality used to be very connected. And what physics is finding, that when we put out a thought or we send out energy, this is able to be measured now. So it's able to, the word that I'm hearing is quantum too. So I feel like to work on your quantum field. So what this means is to go into a state of feeling when you're singing, hold on to your heart. And I feel like you're already doing this. So this is possibly a message for other people too. It's like to go into that state of quantum thought and quantum feeling, more importantly, and to feel that energy of what the earth looks like in its true and healed state, and to sing the song of that. Oh, thank you, little Faye. That's so sweet. She's just saying thank you. So yeah, I feel like it's really, our true quantum, definitely. So stepping into that space of that true quantum, you're bringing science back to this as well. This is not just about spirituality for you. I feel like you merge the two. You're merging science and spirituality. So it might be looking for scientific information to back up some of the things that you're working with, or whether this is sort of like around career. And by what I mean by science, it doesn't have to be like your normal kind of science. It can also be like the left side of science too. So looking into things like natural remedies and, more of like our ancient traditions and ancient medicines and things like that. But I feel like there's something that you're doing that's kind of like merging the two that's coming up, but it feels like a point of no return in a way. It's like everything's sort of pointing to that solar plexus, willpower energy. I'm also feeling heart with this. These sort of energies that you see in the background too, these represent other people or influence, some of them coming together and some of them sort of coming up as a distraction. And when I say that word, my crown chakra is just going a little bit tingly. So it's really about tuning into your frequency, getting into this quantum field and really starting to align yourself energetically and draw to you people that are like on that same frequency, on that same resonance. And I just feel like life and relationships and things are going to be so much more nourishing for you. She's saying, yes, so true, very much drawn to natural healings and healing. It definitely like it's in resonance with you is what I'm seeing. So whether putting that into like your meditation, into your singing and things, and seeing yourself like work as a healer, or seeing yourself coming into contact with people that are like teachers or into like the right information, I feel like this is something you've done another lifetime. Hi Sharon, she's one of my friends. But yeah, I feel like with this energy that we're talking about, like with the healing and things, it feels like something, a role that you've had in another lifetime. So paying attention to your intuition around these other lifetime energies, if you feel that you have like a certain period that you really like associate with, or like, watching a movie and it's like, gee, I really feel like I lived in that time. Looking at what you might have been working in, whether you want to do it like through hypnosis or through like psychic reading, things like that. If you want any more information, please contact me. So you're saying you actually bought yourself a Celtic drum to use in the morning. This is beautiful. Hi Yvette, how are you? Good to see you on here. So yeah, Heather, that's just beautiful. This is, like really connecting to those Celtic roots, whether it's like this lifetime or another lifetime. And with the Victorian era as well, also looking at how like the theosophy is connected. So looking at like the Theosophical Society, looking at Rudolf Steiner, Alice Bailey, looking at Helen Blavatsky, you know, other characters from that era and the spiritual information and knowledge that they brought, you'll probably find that you really, really resonate with that. And looking at their ways of energy healing, because even though there was a lot of freaky healing going on, drinking like urine and working with like cow patties and things like that with some of the medicine from medieval times, there was a lot of amazing things going on to do with spirituality and theosophy and mediumship too. So thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been beautiful sharing this with you. For anyone that would like more information or an aura reading, where we do intuitive like psychic work, we work with the guides, and we do cards as well. We really get to like dive in deep, look into your soul mission, look into different areas of your life, and really help to kind of like fine tune, bring that clarity and confirmation. Oh, thank you, Little Faye. I really appreciate your beautiful uplifting comments. Yeah, very, very sweet. Please join us next week and I'll try and get some cards out for some of you that missed out tonight. But if you have just joined, please also go back to the start of the video for the collective reading that I did. Just sending you all so much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, please text me or, you know, contact me if you would like a reading. Good night.